Hi, everyone. My name is Stacy Davidowitz.
Hi, I'm Fred Winkler.
We're really excited to be facilitating this creative writing workshop. We are here with Naked Angels Theater Company, and this is part of 3T Creative Writing. So what we need from you today is you'll need about 6 pieces of paper or a notebook, whatever you'd like to write with. Yes, that's a great notebook, Fred. And we are going to do a little bit of a warm-up, or like a theater warm-up, and then we'll jump into some creative writing prompts and we'll get going. Of course, you also need a pen and a pencil, or one of the either, whichever you're most comfortable writing with. Ooh, is that a pen? Ooh, Smash the Patriarchy. Ooh, that's a really good pen.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, Fred, take it away with the icebreaker.
Sure. So we're going to start with an icebreaker, and this is just to try to get your mind going and stimulated and jog your imagination. So I think we're going to start with if you were guaranteed one thing for the rest of your life except money or anything monetary like stock or whatever, we're eliminating all that, what would it be? Okay, I'm going to go first. And we're recording this right around lunchtime, so I think it might be for me, like unlimited lasagna from a little restaurant in the West Village called Isodi. I would eat that forever.
Ooh.
Stacy, what about you?
Well, my first instinct surprised me because I thought it would be something a little bit more meaningful, but instead the first thing that popped to my mind was eggs. I just thought, like maybe it's because it's around the time of Easter where like eggs is a thing, but I was thinking about how eggs provide nutrients. Sometimes if you want just the egg white, that could be delicious, or if you want the whole yolk, you can make eggs in various ways. But also, like if you were really lonely and wanted like an egg to hatch, and you can have like a little chick.
Oh, wow.
So, companionship, protein, um, all the above.
Yeah, I'm thinking about my friends just being the layers of lasagna.
Lasagna is great too, though.
Or maybe I'll get so chubby that I'll have my own friend that's just growing inside of me.
Yeah. Amazing. So we're gonna jump in with a theater exercise. This is called Zuo Sha, and I love facilitating this. But you do need a little bit of bravery because it's a little out there. It's basically a vocal ladder where your voice is like resonating through different parts of your body. So I'm gonna demonstrate the whole thing. I'm gonna adjust my screen so I can stand up because I'm currently seated. So
Cool. I'll stand up and do the same.
okay, so I'll demonstrate it, and then Fred and I will go slowly through it and see if that works. I'll position like that. Let's see if I can see myself. I think my head's cut off, so I'm gonna zoom back. There we go. All right, cool. So Zuo Sha, it's gonna look like this. Whoa! Sha! G! Ma! Ha 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 ha! Ba! 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 Da! Hey! Okay, so that's up, and then we go back down. Ricky Pay! Da! Da! Ba! Ba! Ha 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 ha! Ma! G! Sha! That is Zuo Sha.
That's pretty spectacular. That's one of those beautiful Linklater exercises that kind of gets your resonators going. You can feel all the vibrations in your face, in the tiny little muscles in your nose, in your throat, in your chest, and down into your diaphragm. That's wonderful, Stacy.
Absolutely. Actually, Kristen Linklater taught me that herself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I love that, but I also understand sometimes when I teach like a lot of students doing that at once, some students just opt out because it feels like they're summoning the devil or whatever. But I think it's super fun. So we're gonna do it together. So Fred, it sounds like you've done this before.
Some, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do it slowly. So join us, and yeah, and see kind of how that sort of stretches your range both physically and vocally. And yeah, we're gonna go for it.
Zoo.
Whoa!
Whoa! Ah!
Go!
Go!
Ooh, sorry.
Ah! Ba 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 ba. Pay. Dee. Ree. Yee. Tee. Hey. Ba ba. Ha. Ma.
Go!
Go.
Shaw!
Shaw. Whoa. Oh.
Thank you, everyone, for jumping in. I know. I hope that you're feeling like that was
Oh man, I'm totally. I feel very warm right now.
amazing. Yeah, I love doing that kind of stuff, especially with writing, because I think it really, once your body and your mind and your vocals are all like freed up, it really helps like connect your brain to like your fingers as you're like either typing or you're writing. I find that like if I just do something very physical, then all of a sudden I'm like so in it creatively. So
It helps release a lot of that tension that you might experience if you're sitting down and you're writing and you're trying to come up with ideas. Sometimes you'll find a lot of tension in your neck, or you're holding a lot of tension in your jaw. That's a great exercise to just get up and loosen all and jumble all that around.
totally. Fred, do you want to should we start the first writing exercise?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're in a good place now. So for this first writing exercise, don't worry too much about the rules of what you're supposed to write or your idea of a story immediately. Like it needs to come to you. These prompts are really just designed to really inspire you. And again, get your imagination going and jogging it and for you to kind of free associate with it. So the first prompt that we'd like to offer you guys is, what song represents where you are at right now emotionally? So that can be, a specific genre of music, like, heavy metal if you're feeling really energized, or maybe classical music if you're feeling very relaxed. Also think about the lyrics of the song. Is it a love song? Is it a ballad? Or think about the beat. Is it something like a dance beat or reggaeton, or is it something that's a little bit slower in pace and very, very chill? So think about that. What song represents where you're at emotionally? And then the second one, or if you want, what's the greatest challenge you have ever faced? And how did you overcome it? It could be as easy as, man, I was really hungry at lunchtime and I ended up making myself this sandwich and it tasted really great. Or it could be something like, man, I got to a new school and I didn't really know anybody there. How did I overcome that? So think about those two things and let them take your imagination wherever you want.
Absolutely. You can choose one, or feel free to write both of them, or even combine ideas, whatever is inspiring to you. Cool. So that should be like 5 minutes. I'm assuming we're back now. It's been 5 minutes.
Wait. We got to count ourselves back in. And we're back.
We're back. Great. I hope that writing challenge was successful for you. And if that was really confusing and you're like, wait, I was supposed to pause my screen and write for 5 minutes, you can pause now and then jump back in right where we are at now. Okay. So the next the next thing we're going to do is a little bit of a shakeout. Again, I know we just did something very physical before the first writing exercise, but I do think it helps with creativity to get our mind and body kind of moving and working in sync. So we're going to do a shakeout. We're going to count off. We're going to do 8, 8, 8, 8, 4, 4. I know you can't really see my legs. 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2. 1, 1, 1, 1. That's our shakeout. And we're going to count backwards. All right. We're going to start. And 8,
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I hope you're a little bit freed up. Awesome. So I'm going to stop this share. So what I also just want to remind you all as you're writing is that sometimes people say when you're writing, like, you know, don't worry so much about mistakes, but I actually really want to flip that and say that as you're writing, kind of accept mistakes as these like happy things that happen, because I really believe that like when you're writing and you feel like you make a mistake, it opens doors. All of a sudden you write something and it changes the trajectory of your piece in the most amazing way. So kind of just like be kind to yourself, but also like get excited about those mistakes that you make. So the next writing exercise that we're going to do, I'm going to share that. That was 1 and 2. Okay, so this next one, there's again 2 options. Feel free to choose one, but if you are really inspired and want to write both of them or combine, you're welcome to. So imagine you are on a road trip. Where are you going? Who are you with? And what do you see? So maybe it's that you're driving through the mountains and you're seeing, maybe it's like dead of winter and you're seeing people skiing in the distance and you're just so hyped up about getting to the ski lift and soaring down the mountain. Maybe you are with your best friend on a road trip across the country, and the two of you haven't spoken in a year, and it's like super awkward and tense, and everything you're seeing out the window reminds you of like moments from your friendship and from your history, and it gets really, really uncomfortable until something happens and amends are made, and well, I don't know, anything can happen. The second prompt is describe the experience you had when an alien took you to their planet. That could be anything. So use your imagination, have a great time with that. Fred, is there anything you want to add to any of these?
That sounds like a space and time trip. No, immediately when you said road trip, where are you going? Who are you with? And what do you see?
Yeah.
I instantly went back to a place when I was a kid and I was on my way. I'm from Texas, and we used to have this place in Houston called Astroworld. And once you came over this hill, you could start to see some of those grand roller coasters right over the horizon. And it got me started to anticipate the time that I was going to be there. So that's a great prompt. I love that.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we're going to make this a slightly more clear. Take 5, right? And when you're back, just press play. And
we're back.
You're back. Great.
This little transition right here, again, to help you get into your body after you spent that 5 minutes or 10 minutes doing your writing. I am a huge yoga fan. I love the exercise. I love the strength training, and I love getting my body challenged, and I love the spiritual aspect of it. So for this, we're just going to take a second. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then you'll strike your most favorite yoga pose. Okay? So on the count of 3, we'll go 1, 2, 3. Mine's actually Shavasana, the dead man's pose. That's my favorite pose, where you just lay still. No, I'm kidding. It's actually tree pose. I love this one.
Oh, that's a good one.
This here. That's one of my favorites. Balancing, center, and then let's get back to work, we'll call it. But again, don't be afraid to move around. That's my tip for this little section here. Don't be afraid to get out of your mind and into your body. You can either jog in place, do some jumping jacks. I love a jump rope, but it's like fuel for your brain to help you come up with some ideas. This next writing exercise, Stacy's going to put up a slide really quick. This is a really fun exercise to get you thinking about the future, especially right now with all this uncertainty. This is a great exercise, but 2 prompts. You can either use one or the other, or you can try to combine them both if you really want to challenge yourself. But the first question is, what do you imagine your life will be like in 15 years? Or, using the following 3 random words, write a story that dances around them. Use the words themselves or write a story drawing inspiration from them. So it's not limited to these 3 words here. You could grab a dictionary or a thesaurus and learn some new words. But for this, we have dapper, marked up to dateness in dress and manners. You know, he was dressed very dapper. Twaddle, pretentious or silly talk or writing. And vivid, interest, variety, intensity, clear. So take those words and try to make sentences that kind of dance around those as the focus. So take 5 minutes, pause the video, and play around with that exercise.
And we're back. Thank you all for joining us today. I will speak for myself, but I'm assuming Fred also had fun. I had so much fun creating this little video for all of you. And I think sometimes when we say tips out loud, it also is a really great reminder for myself, even as a writer, like, oh, you know, I should be forgiving myself. I should, you know, jog in place. And I hope you found some inspiration today. Please keep writing, continue to carry around a notebook, or even like use your phone to jot out down some notes. Yeah, you'll just keep getting better and better, and your ideas will just kind of mold into where you want to be for your final product. And whether you're writing something happy or sad or surprising or strange, just, you know, find pleasure in it. Thanks so much. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Fred, and we're Naked Angels Theater Company 3T Writing Workshop. Thanks for watching.
Bye.